welcome back to the HCW YouTube channel. My name is RateWrestle and welcome to Rate deleted a video by mistake and asked to redo the video. Basically me and DP did the all-time female rankings of 2023, the personal list that I do every year, and we also did the male one. But yeah, I decided to spring clean my computer and I deleted the whole video, so now we're going to do a makeshift slideshow of me going, yeah, here's some ratings. So this is based upon, if you haven't watched the previous videos to this, I rate wrestling, as you know by now. I started in 2019 actually rating. I've been watching for decades. So this is from 2019, 2022, but there is also obviously the wrestling I've watched prior to that I've rewatched, like, you know, your old school Raws, old school UK independents, ones that I've just randomly seen. So it's all built up into this, and this is an overall average rating of the female talent. I will be doing my usual Rate Wrestle Awards in May for the overall year, which is from April to May, but this is just an overall all-time ranking list. So between 50 and 20, I'll just be pretty much just slinging through them. But then when we get to 20 to 1, I'll try and speak about them a bit more, but it's a bit more difficult now that I don't have someone said bounce back off. So it's pretty much just me going, this is my rating, let's do this. So let's go ahead. So at number 50, Caden Carter. And just to let you know as well is some of the graphics are a bit more up to date than the actual ranking itself. So if you see someone's a bit higher rated and they should be a higher up, their original rating was when I originally set on January 1st, but obviously I've done the graphics since, so it just accept it. I have. At number 49, we've got Sue Young. Number 48, Rosemary. Number 47, Jessica. I don't know why I'm doing it in that voice. Number 46, Taya Valkyrie. Number 45, Nia Jax. Number 44, Mandy Rose. Number 43, Ruby Soho. Number 42, Alexa Bliss. Number 41, Emma. And number 40, Lacey Evans. So if you're struggling between, obviously, because I'm skipping through them, just pause the video each one if you want to quickly read through the ratings. 39, we've got Shotzi. 38, we've got Ty Conti. 37, we got Raquel Rodriguez. 36, Tasha Steeles. 35, Nyla Rose. 34, Kimberly. 33, Jordan Grace. 32, Charlotte Flair. 31, Bailey. Number 30, Serena Deeb. 29, you've got Oscar. 28, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. 27, Toni Storm. 26, Tessa Blanchard. 25, Mia Yim. 24, Hikaru Shida. 23, Candice LeRae. 22, Deonna Purrazzo. And 21, Chris Statlander. So to get into this now, before we get to number 20, to qualify for the ratings each year, this year you've had to have at least 25 matches that I've seen. Next year it'll be 30 until eventually we get to 50. So 25 matches to get into the list. So you may see some people that you're not sure where of they are. It might be I've just not seen enough of them. People like, you know, your Bull Nakanos. I don't know what was the first person that came. Lita, because she's appeared on Raw recently. You know, that kind of that-esque. So they will probably, as you get along, will slowly appear in the ratings each year until we get like a more comparable list in about 5 years' time, I'd say, when I've pretty much got up to date with stuff. But yeah, kicking off at number 20, Athena, the recent Ember Moon. So yeah, 33 matches for Ember. Athena, sorry, 88.5 rating. I don't know what I'm saying, as you can see it on the screen. So Ember, I keep saying Ember. Athena's had she had a good run in NXT. She went onto the main roster, it wasn't as much, and now she's gone to AEW. She slipped off my rankings a bit because I don't think AEW have used her to her full potential. Like, she's come in, she's done a bit as usual AEW women do, and then she's kind of pushed to the side to bring in the newer AEW woman. She had a bit of a heel turn recently. I'm hoping it kind of pushes towards it, but I don't watch much Rampage, which that's the trouble with some of this, the women's wrestling, that unless it's on the main roster, it's my fault for not watching it, it's not theirs. Number 19, we got Millie McKenzie, Amelia McKenzie, I believe she was in NXT UK. So Millie McKenzie is just a great UK talent. One of my highest ever rated matches for her was 4.5-star match with herself and Chantal Jordan at Kamikaze. She slipped down a bit due to obviously NXT UK wasn't as impactful for her. It was more like straightforward wrestling, whereas obviously Indie and Fight Club and so forth, she was slamming, but it was incredible matches. But I'm looking forward to seeing a bit more. I saw her at OTT recently, and it would be great to actually see her in full competition again. Number 18, Mercedes Moné. So Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, she slipped down quite a lot, but that was due to obviously her Raw tag team run. She wasn't getting highlighted anymore. I still haven't seen her recent match against Kairi Sane, I believe it was. That might be wrong, so I do need to check that out. But I'm hoping that Mercedes has a bit of a better run now that she's gone away from WWE, and hopefully she pops back up the ratings. Number 17, Thunder Rosa. So you may notice when we get into the top 10, you'll realise a lot of people have slipped out the top 10 for a certain reason, but we'll get there. Thunder Rosa held the AEW Women's Division title. She's been a great talent, great matches. Her against Britt Breaker was awesome. She kind of stagnated when she was the champion, but that was mainly due to injury, and this kept giving the promos. It seems that as soon as you become AEW Women's Champion, you wrestle less, which is odd. But I'm looking forward to Thunder Rosa being back. Number 16, Bianca Belair, the hair spinner herself. Bianca's had a great run. A lot of these ratings will go down, as you said, when we get into top 10, but also a lot of, there was a weird period in Raw before Triple H took over where everything was like squash matches for 5 seconds and no one really had their own momentum. Bianca Belair has recently picked up. She's had some great matches against Bayley, Becky Lynch, and I'm looking forward to a Mania match against Rhea Ripley. It's going to be an absolute belter. Number 15, Dakota Kai. I honestly think Dakota Kai is so underrated. She slipped off the ratings because I wasn't a big fan of the NXT 2.0 stuff, but that was just mainly because it went to pot for a while. War Games veteran, absolutely incredible talent, has banger matches, didn't get hold of the NXT Women's Champion, which I'm gutted about, but now she's the Women's Tag Team Champion. Hoping she does get a good singles run on the main roster when she can. But yeah, very underrated Dakota Kai. Rhea Ripley, so last year she was number 1, the year prior she was number 1, but she kind of fell off a lot this year. It was mainly due to she wasn't wrestling, and she was also, I said, there was a mini Raw period between the Triple H and Vince McMahon going crazy, where people weren't having great matches anymore. And Rhea was one of these, but she's come back to it recently. She had a couple of good matches on the NXT brand recently at Elimination Chamber. I'm really looking forward to, as I said, her versus Belair is going to be a fantastic match. So here's one of the Joshi wrestlers, Saki Akai. Fantastic wrestler if you get to see her. She wrestles mainly for DDT and TJPW. She's not afraid to get in the ring with the men. She is like 6'4" or something stupid, so she is lanky as hell. Watching her versus Chris Brooks is a great thing to see. But honestly, Saki Akai has great matchups, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes up further from her. I'm going backwards in the ratings now. Number 12, Io Sky. So another part of Damage Control. Io was pretty much the glue of the NXT Women's Division for years at one point. One of the longer reigning champions. Came up on the main roster, and she's been mainly with Damage Control in the Tag Team Division. Looking forward to a big singles run, hopefully, from her. Because she does have belted matches. Versus Asuka's a money match as well. So number 11, before we get in the top 10, Ali Catch. Ali Catch, I've got a soft spot for Ali Catch. Just watching her on the independent scene, team with Bussy, just the hardcore match she has, the deathmatch matches, the character's brilliant. She just is always involved in a banger of a match, and she has great opponents as well. Been over at the UK recently, haven't seen her. That's my own bad, but I hopefully will, when she's back again, I'll try and get her along to see her. So number 10, we have Riho. So AEW veteran, disappeared off the scene. It seems like they don't really bring her back that much anymore. TJPW is where she's at mainly, but she had a great titles run in AEW. TJPW, she's great there as well. I said very highly rated, but she kind of fell off a bit, and she's not main eventing TJP that much. The highest rated women's wrestler on WWE, Becky Lynch. So Becky kind of disappeared, as you know, last year's ranking due to her injury and so forth like that. This is her highest rank, and I think she's not ranked before because she had such terrible injuries during this period. But she's back with an absolute carnage abandon now, but beat Bianca in 20 seconds. Obviously, that didn't help her ratings, but got her back to the women's division title. And overall, I'm looking forward to the push of Becky. I'm not sure what's going on with her WrestleMania. It looks like it might be a six-man tag. She's just won the Women's Tag Team Champions with Lita, of all people. But we'll see this. And now you may notice there'll be a trend from number 8 to number 1. So at number 8, Himeka. Himeka and Maika, who I'm going to spoil, you'll see her later on. And it's a very underrated Stardom wrestlers. Stardom wrestlers overall, it's just a great talent pool. Stardom is good for ratings and so forth like that, because obviously it's all about women's wrestling, so you will have a lot longer matches, where in WWE, unless it's like a main event thing, you'll have like a Rhea Ripley match for 5 minutes, whereas like a lot of these women's matches go at 9-10 minutes, main event's 20. So they do highlight people, and Himeka is a very good talent. Starlight Kid has improved so much in like the last year. I don't know if it's last year or so, but when she ended up going towards like the darker side, a heel turn. She was the champion for a while, and then she got the heel turn, and she's just not looked back since. Brilliant talent, Stardom. Saya Kimatani, won the champion. Just banger after banger kind of matches. Always on the top of the card, pulling off against great talent. She doesn't have bad matches. To be fair, like when you see the top 5, none of these really have bad matches, and Saya is like the complete talent for that. Number 5, I think one of the most underrated Stardom talent going. Maika just is incredible in the ring. I don't think she gets what she deserves from like critics and so forth like that, but I love seeing Maika matches. Stuff with Donna Del Mundo. Stuff with Himeka. I think one of the first matches ever saw in Stardom was like a Queen's Quest versus Don Del Mundo with Maika and Himeka and so forth like that. But Maika's great in the ring. Tam Nakano. She seems a bit more like Marmite for some people. When I was speaking to DP about her, he's not a massive fan. If I remember, I might be lying. I do apologise, DP, if you actually really enjoy her wrestling. She's quite high up in the main event scene, so she's all having their longer matches and classic matches, and I'm looking forward to the future with her. Number 3 is like a veteran of the Stardom scene, Mayu Iwatani. You may have seen her at Ring of Honor, women's champion there a while. She's pretty much, in my opinion, she's always the bridesmaid, never the bride, and she gets the title opportunities, but she's not really getting the title. But she's had bangers against people like Julia, who is not on this ranking due to I've only seen 24 matches of her. Just missed out. And a few of the other talent. But yeah, we'll go via that to number 2. So Utami Hayashishita. That's ruined Hayashishita. I don't know how to pronounce that, I do apologise. Absolute machine, 5-star machine. Her matches with number 1, which we all know I was going there. I'm a big fan of number 1 when we get there. Have been absolute classics for Stardom. 2 5 stars. Her against Mayu, her against Tam, just fantastic matchups. And then number 1, no doubt about it, Shuri. 26 matches, nearly rated 4 stars per match. Like, this woman is an absolute legend. It's just her wrestling seems very real. Obviously due to her martial arts background, a UFC background, her kicking ass background. Like, fantastic matchups from Shuri every time I see her. She's just recently lost the title, so it'll be fun to hear where she goes. I'm hoping she comes to the UK with Eve, because I'd love to actually see her live, because she's just an incredible talent. But yeah, that's the end of the rankings. As I do apologise, I'm not very in-depth with these. I like stuff because I like them. DP was here and it kind of brought out the video a bit more, but obviously due to me being an absolute prat and deleting something, it's going to be the same for the males ratings when we get there. But overall, that's the women's ratings. Obviously, tell me what you think. It's all based upon my opinion, so you may think someone like a Nia Jax shouldn't be in there, or Shuri shouldn't be number 1, or Amelia McKenzie should be higher. It's all based upon opinion. But that's the end of the video, so like and subscribe. We've got a video coming up with JJ Gale on Monday with DP. That should be good. We've still got the No Mercy giveaway. Please join that. Free tickets, everyone, to Wales. Somewhere in Wales. We're going to have a few more shows. We're reviewing, we're getting to shows. We just want to try and build this channel as much and kind of get a community. Join our Discord. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. We're everywhere, boys and girls. But yep, that's it from me. And I hope you all have a nice rest of your week. And I'm going to edit this within the next 10 seconds and cry because I deleted the video originally. Goodbye.